What is up, guys? It is AJ from MMA Experts, and this is the Dana White's Contender Series 2020 Week 4 post-fight show. Let's get into the first fight of the night. Colin Huck dominates and quickly taps out Bowen. Absolutely impressive wrestling skill, top control, and a beautiful arm triangle submission. He's known for that. Fighters in the UFC in the middleweight division better watch out. Colin Huckbody, very interesting addition. Now, I'm going to throw a name for a possible matchup. How about Marc-Andre Barriault next? He's coming off a win over Oscar Piachota a couple months back. Maybe that's the fight for him. Now, also, late notice replacement. I won't be surprised if somebody falls out that's fighting at middleweight or maybe even light heavyweight if he's crazy enough, and he takes that fight and jumps on it, an opportunity in the upcoming weeks. Very possible we could see it happen. Now, next fight of the night, Anthony Romero, Mike Breeden. I thought Romero could have gotten the contract, but I understand why he didn't. He's a young guy, 23 years old, but Mike Breeden was tough. Dana White said the reason he didn't get the contract, he couldn't get the one-legged fighter out of there. Here's my argument. He made that fighter only have one leg, and Mike Breeden is tough as nails. He takes a beating. I don't know. I feel like a contract was maybe possible. Granted, I did think Romero would get the finish. He did not. So maybe that's why Dana White felt no. He didn't get the finish over a guy that he felt, Dana being, Anthony Romero should have finished. So that's why he said no to him. I personally probably would have given him a contract, but I'm not the UFC. I don't make the calls. Anthony Romero, unfortunately, doesn't get a contract. Mike Breeden, very tough. Both these guys will probably be back on Dana White's Contender Series again. Breeden, granted, the leg kicks really beat him up, but I do think he's a tough guy and has a lot of skill. It's just Romero is good, man, and I think he could have got a contract, but unfortunately, he does not. Hopefully, we see him back sometime soon. Now, next fight, Jeff Molina, Jacob Silva. Very fun fight in the flyweight division. Jacob Silva, as tough as nails, came back in that third round. Jeff Molina gets the contract. I don't think he was as impressive in terms of domination as Anthony Romero, but he showed some good skill. He's young. He gets the contract. Dana White liked his attitude a lot. Jeff Molina now jumps into the flyweight division. The flyweight division is pretty much wide open. He's 23. He's going to need to fight some decent fighters fairly soon. If we pull up the flyweight rankings, of course, he's going to be towards the back. So maybe they give him somebody coming off a loss, maybe somebody who's 0-1 in the UFC like Malcolm Gordon, or maybe he takes a short notice fight, as I mentioned, with Colin Huckbody when somebody pulls out or if somebody pulls out. But possible matchup, I will throw Malcolm Gordon out there if they're looking to give him a little bit of a lighter touch, to get him more warmed up, just at 23 for that flyweight division, because right away you get into the mix quick. Flyweight, you move up the ranks very fast in flyweight in terms of competition. You don't have easy fights. After one or two, it's going to be elite level guys. Now, co-main event of the evening, Rafael Alves defeats Alejandro Flores. Very impressive submission in round number 2. Alves, good fighter. He came out. He was strong. He got a beautiful guillotine. It was damn tight. He's now in addition to the 155-pound division. 19-9 as a pro. Has had a lot of experience. Big win for him. I was happy to see it. He seems like a really good dude. Now, let's get into the lightweight division. Who do I think should be his debuting fight? Of course, as I mentioned, there's always the option of a short notice, but let's assume not a short notice fight. Definitely want to give him somebody more towards the back end. Don't want to rush him to the top. Do you give him a guy who's 0-1 in the octagon? Or maybe you give him the winner of Frank Camacho, Brock Weaver. That's an idea. Or maybe you give him Steve Garcia, who lost to Luis Pena. Those are two options. Definitely some possibilities there in this lightweight division. It's a stacked weight class. Definitely will have time to build his way up, but there's definitely a lot of tough fighters towards the back end of the lightweight division. Now, main event of the evening, Jamie Pickett defeats Jonathan Pati. Pati, man, he got cracked. He got beat up. Second round, Pickett came out like a man possessed and gets the stoppage victory. Congratulations to Pickett. He'll now be in this UFC light heavyweight division. This was his third attempt on the Contender Series. Third time is a charm. What's next for Pickett after this win? Let's quickly pull up the light heavyweight rankings. I don't want to give him somebody too tough right away. I don't think that I would rush him because, he's not, I'm going to say a raw talent. He has a lot of ability, but he's still a developing guy, even though he has a decent amount of fights. Maybe you do Ike Villanueva once his cut heals up. Maybe. Is that a fair fight? Jordan Wright, who's coming off a win. If they really want to test him, give him Jordan Wright. Or short notice fight. Who knows? Maybe somebody pulls out a Ledet Jacoby and then somebody steps in and that guy maybe could be Jamie Pickett. He could be fighting soon. We don't know. You know, if fighters pull out, there's definitely a big opportunity now with all the events being held in Vegas or Fight Island for guys to step in on short notice. So Pickett may be fighting somebody a lot sooner than we'd expect. Very excited to see what all the winners do with their careers and also the guys who lost. I mean, Jacob Silva, ton of heart, a lot of potential. Mike Breeden, tough as nails, took the beating to his leg. Alejandro Flores, 17-3, he'll be back. And Jovan Pati, I mean, he's only 6-4. He doesn't even have that much experience. I don't know, maybe he wasn't ready for that Dana White's Contender Series stage just yet. I think they'll all come back develop. Kyron Bowen, even 9-5. At the end of the day, these guys need more time to develop. We'll see who comes back. Let's see who gets a fire lit under their ass and wants to come back. I know Romero must be pissed. He was the lone man who did not get a contract. I did feel bad for him. I would have gave him one. Hey, maybe he comes back and takes a short notice fight in a couple weeks and ends up getting signed. Just because you didn't get the contract tonight doesn't mean you aren't getting a contract very soon. Just being 23, yeah, at the end of the day, he's young. Molina's only 23 and lost a round where he dominated the fight. I personally, I think I would have signed Romero, maybe even over Molina, but granted, that flyweight division is very thin. We need guys at flyweight. I wouldn't be surprised. Dana White even said if Jacob Silva gets a call to fight in these next couple weeks. But overall, very fun card. Another successful Dana White's Contender Series event. Cannot wait to see what the winners and losers do with the rest of their careers. Let's see. I'm excited to see what champion, the first champion, comes out of Dana White's Contender Series. But all right, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. Also, guys, follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and I'll see you all in the next video.